Here's a
No, no.
bag Denise's head. Oh, and the commissioner.
Good morning. We are going to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in a prayer. Heavenly Father, we beseech your divine guidance in this meeting. Keep us ever mindful of our obligation. Grant us, dear Lord, wisdom, tolerance, and courage, that we may well serve our county and fulfill our trust.
Amen. I will make a motion to approve the minutes from the October 27th special commissioners meeting and the October 28th commissioners meeting.
Second the motion.
Motion and second. Is there any discussion, corrections, changes? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes. Next, we have a resolution of proclamation. This is resolution number 250845, recognizing Operation Greenlight for veterans from November 1st through November 11, 2025. Whereas the residents of Medina County have great respect, admiration, and the utmost gratitude for all the men and women who have selflessly served our country and this community in the armed forces, and whereas the contribution and sacrifices of those who served in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedom and way of life enjoyed by our citizens, whereas Medina County seeks to honor individuals who have made countless sacrifices for freedom by placing themselves in harm's way for the good of all, whereas veterans continue to serve our community in the American Legion, Veterans of Foreign Wars, Disabled American Veterans, AMVETS, and various religious groups, civil service, also by having an effective county veteran services offices within Medina County to help fellow former service members access more than $118 million in federal health, disability, and compensation benefits each year. Whereas approximately 200,000 service members transition to civilian communities annually, and an estimated 20% increase of service members will transition to civilian life in the near future. Whereas studies indicate that 44 to 72% of service members experience high levels of stress during transition from military to civilian life. Whereas active military service members transitioning from military service are at a higher risk for suicide during their first year after military service. Whereas the Medina County Commissioners encourages all government, civil, and private entities throughout Medina County to recognize Operation Greenlight for veterans. And whereas Medina County appreciates the sacrifices of our United States military personnel and believes specific recognition should be granted. Now therefore be it resolved, with designation as a green light for Veterans County, Medina County hereby declares November 1st through 11, 2025 as a time to salute and honor the service and sacrifices of those transitioning from active service. And be it further resolved that in observance of Operation Greenlight, Medina County will light up the county courthouse in recognition. And be it further resolved that Medina County encourages its citizens in patriotic tradition to recognize the importance of honoring all those who made immeasurable sacrifices to preserve freedom by displaying green lights in a window of their place of business or residence from November 1st to the 11th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second the motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. Is there any discussion?
We so appreciate the Veterans Office and all who have served. Can't
Yes.
thank them enough.
Yes. Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes. And Ed, were you able to come? Great. And with
Come on
the
up.
commission, come on up. We'd love to take a picture and present the proclamation. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Official. Are we in? Yes. Okay.
All right, look at me first.
Whoever accepts it has to speak.
And now I can do the-
Did you get good?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then somebody,
Is this ours?
yeah, are you able to say a couple words for us?
Sure.
Great.
Yes and no.
Right here.
Well, I can say this, that in all of our sessions around the state, at least from my experience, Medina County is hot, the best. And we think our Veteran Service Office is the best. And with recognition like this for all our veterans, I don't know how many there are in the county now, like 11,000 or something like that. it's a big deal. It's a lot of money, too, coming into the county because of the veterans programs. So thanks very much, and paint it green. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you.
And next on the agenda is public comment regarding pending resolutions. Is anyone here to comment on any pending resolutions today? Seeing none, we will move on to resolutions. And kicking us off today, as normal, is the Highway Engineer's Office, and today represented by Dan Becker. Morning, Dan.
Morning. I've got 5 resolutions for your consideration today. The first is approving plan specifications and estimates for advertising of bids of the resurfacing of Lake Road in Lafayette and Westfield Township. The next is approving those same plan specifications and estimates and bids for the resurfacing of Columbia Road in Lafayette and York Township. Third is authorizing change order number 1 final for the 2025 Medina County Thin Overlay resurfacing project. The fourth is accepting and awarding the bids for the 2026 Medina County Highway Department's hot bituminous plant mix bids. And the fifth one is accepting and awarding the bids for the Medina County aggregate bid.
I'll make a motion to approve the 5 resolutions.
Second the motion.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Next up, Nicole Lees here from HR. Good morning, Nicole.
Morning.
I have one resolution for you today. We have 1 rate increase in sanitary, 1 leave of absence in planning, 1 resignation at Job and Family Services, and 1 appointment canceled at County Home.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Next up, Brett Thomas from Finance.
Good morning, Commissioners. I have 6 plus 1 additional resolution for you from the IT side today. Our first resolution is expenditure adjustments for various funds. Most of this is just corrections over for grant transfers for Drug Task Force. Our second resolution is cash transfers for 4D reimbursement. This is for our second quarter. However, we are a little deficient on, we have a couple invoices that Clerk of Courts will still have their May and June invoices. This also has a couple of changes that were made for the January and March invoice. That's pretty common. We have restatements that need to be done, but that's part of why we take so long to get these to you each quarter. Our third resolution is the amendment for the appropriations for the fiscal year 25 victim assistance grant. Really quite a small change. We're just moving $134 from one line item to another. Our fourth resolution is approving transfer of inventory between offices. And our fifth resolution is declaring excess property. We have good amount that's going for disposal and a small amount that's going for auction this time. And our sixth resolution, which is the last for finance, is our weekly bills in the amount of $1,469,394.84. And then finally, our IT resolution, which is an amendment to our network infrastructure as a service agreement that was signed a couple months back. We are in the process of making some of those changes, and we needed to make a changeover for a couple of the routers. Those are a substantial change, so we wanted to make sure that that got put in on resolution.
I'll make a motion to approve the 7 resolutions.
Second the motion.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you.
Next up, we have the county administrator. That guy. It's Matt Springer.
yeah.
I didn't say your name.
That's
Sorry
all
about
right.
that.
One resolution. This is amending the table of organization for the Medina County Sanitary Engineers Office, the Maintenance Department, the Dog Shelter and IT Department. Of note, in the last week, last couple months, we've been going through some pretty strategic restructuring. And last week, we made the decision that we were going to roll the IT department underneath maintenance's department. I think this gives not only a pretty significant cost savings to the county as we're taking a look at future tax budget years, but I think it creates a lot of efficiencies with existing personnel we have. This TO does transfer a couple individuals out of the existing IT department and utilizes them elsewhere. So in all, I think this is a really good change to our plan. We get far more efficient, and we do so at a cost reduction.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion second, and this is on the heels of, we had an opening for a director level position, so we're essentially going to bypass that.
Yeah.
I think.
And that's why I say for the last couple months, because we went through a pretty exhaustive search. We interviewed over 20 different candidates for the IT director position, and ultimately just felt as though with the personnel we currently have at the county, we could utilize resources more efficiently. I think it gives people opportunities to grow professionally within their capacity here at the county. I think it's worth noting, I think Brett Thomas did a fantastic job of stabilizing the network. Brett always understood this was going to be a temporary placeholder, but I think Brett provided really good guidance for that department. As he just mentioned, as far as the network security, it's really been enhanced since he's been handling that project. So I think we're heading in a really good direction, but we can do so with these changes at, again, a cost savings and get far more efficient.
Great.
I think it's very streamlined. I love it.
Yeah, and I think you did a great job on
Yes.
this, Matt. I think this was outstanding thinking, kind of outside the box a little bit, and reorganizing and making better, I guess, better provisions for our employees to fit in the right spot and the opportunity to grow within their professional skills. So, good job.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes. Thank you. And next up, we have department updates. Here's Laura.
I know,
What?
right? They took my spot.
Yeah. Laura Toth is here from Medina County Senior and Adult Services.
Once a month. Good morning. October was certainly a full month at Senior Adult Services. Staff members, administration, our advisory council members, and foundation board members all participated in strategic planning for our agency. The full plan will be presented at the December meeting. A brief overview of the full plan will be presented. Staff were also trained by other staff on being dementia friendly. It's a program that's been championed by the Medina County District Library all over the county. So they had a train the trainers program, which 5 of us participated in. And so the 5 of us who did that trained our staff on it, and we are now a dementia friendly facility, which just makes sense. I also have the opportunity, I will be giving the presentation to the State Association of County Home Directors in November. So that was really great. Greg made that happen, so that's good news. Our farmers market report, we have a total of the same 409 seniors. Our utilization has gone up to 64%. Or $13,161.91 of the $20,450 that we were issued, or seniors were issued. That is an 8% increase in the last month. The program does end on November 30th, so I would love to see it get to 70. We'll see. We'll see how it is. I'll give a final report. Our bathroom construction is finishing up. The tile is in and being grouted, and then the plumbing or the plumbing's there, but the appliances, the bathroom appliances will go in. The project's about 1 week behind due to a discrepancy in the grout being utilized, but it should still be completed mid-November. Finally, I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about the cuts to SNAP funding and kind of our response to it. I plan to present to the Senior and Adult Foundation Board tomorrow about the provision of food and gift cards for some senior eligible SNAP recipients in the county. So what that would look like is the distribution of shelf-stable food bags to include things like peanut butter, soup, crackers, tuna salad, chicken salad, snacks, things like that. They would be purchased by the foundation, and then the bags would be assembled by staff and volunteers to become available to senior SNAP recipients in Brunswick, Medina, and Wadsworth. Mid-month, those would be where they could be picked up, those 3 areas of the county. We will track recipient names in real time so that we can ensure that each senior only takes, gets distributed 1 bag. Additionally, purchasing $15 cards to grocery stores for fresh items, including produce, meat, and dairy. In total, 320 packages would be assembled with an option of an additional 320 packages should we run through the first 320. That does not include the $50 Aldi food-only gift cards that'll be going out the week after December. That's a separate program, but it will go to the same group of seniors somewhat. I mean, there's income eligibility for that $50 Aldi food card. I wanted to make this public because I know this is a mission of the foundation, and we've been working kind of behind the scenes. What can we do in response to some shrinkage of SNAP benefits as it looks now? And I'm not sure when seniors or any other SNAP benefits will start receiving their adjusted November amounts as of this morning. I mean, it changes day to day, hour to hour. But it's part of the mission of the foundation just to support seniors in the community. And once everything gets approved and we have it, we'll make flyers. We'll get the word out through social media and through the press. This is only kind of a temporary help, but we really wanted to do something to help the seniors in Medina County that are in need. And certainly we have updated our food pantry list, making sure those are updated for when the calls come. So, just to give you an update
Thanks for
on
putting
that.
that together.
I felt like kind of like COVID response. Okay, what can we do? Let's do this, But we're pretty good on our feet, so we hope that this will work. And there will be once it's approved, there'll be flyers. I'll make sure to get them to everybody and post them on social media.
Great.
Real good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
And next up is Denise Testa from Planning and Services.
All righty, good morning.
Good morning.
So this week we have our Planning Commission meeting at 6:30 here in the admin building. In Balcony B, we have 9 items on the agenda. And then for following this month, we have a concept plan that was presented that will be reviewed for our November meeting in mid-month, and that is for a subdivision of 143 sublots just west of Valley City. For December, we have 2 agenda items, so that will be a nice break from the 9 that we have this month. I'm continuing my outreach with Barb Walton. We visited 19 communities. Right now, we have a few more to go, so we'll finish that out at the end of the year. The development agreement and subdivision regulations review, we're going to start talking with American Structure Point regarding a potential contract, as indicated in the resolution last week. The fairgrounds strategic facilities plans, that is moving forward as well. They just sent me some photographs to maybe improve to high resolution. So we're continuing to work with them, and they'll have something for us here soon. So very excited about that. For our community development block grant projects, the Wadsworth sidewalk is nearly complete. So we're moving forward on that. So all 3 of our construction projects are completed before the start of 26, which makes us really happy. We also will continue with the Wadsworth Senior Citizen Project with rent and utilities and food assistance. The battered women's shelter, we're continuing to work on vehicle specs for that. So our projects are probably going to be completed by, I'm thinking, mid-2026. Other than that, our office will have a temporary move due to some building improvements that need to take place. So that remains to be seen in terms of where we are going to move to. So we'll certainly keep our stakeholders and our residents informed about where our feet end up landing. So,
Great.
Any questions?
Questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Denise. Next up, we have Eric Hange from Soil and Water. Good morning.
Morning.
All right. Since my last update in July, our office has assisted in multiple technical events, including 11 drainage site visits, 6 pond permit applications, 8 pond management visits, 3 stream bank erosion visits, 11 pollinator habitat visits, 1 erosion visit, 1 concept plan review, 3 landowner INEs, and 1 soil health visit. Education and outreach updates since July. We've hosted and participated in more than a dozen community programs. A few highlights include presenting at the OSU Certified Naturalist Program on natives and invasive plants, hosting a community invasive species removal day in partnership with the Medina County Park District. We had our booth at the Medina County Fair where we focused on the importance of wetlands in our landscapes, workshops and presentations across the county on topics like native plants for wildlife, composting, rain barrels, and soil health. Several youth education programs included a Wadsworth High School class, Eliza Northrop Elementary, and Wadsworth Middle School Ag Day, where we reached over 300 students. In September, we helped lead a Salt Watch program with Isaac Walton League and a grazing workshop at George Phillips Farm, and we hosted the Medina County Herb Society for a prairie and rain garden walk around our office. Most recently, we participated in the Fall Foliage Tour at Bearswell Farms, where we spoke with visitors about soil health, and we wrapped up October with a native seed collection event in partnership with the Park District and Wild Ones of Greater Cleveland. Looking ahead, our annual meeting will take place on November 13th at Buffalo Creek Retreat. Thank you, Commissioner Harrison, who will be the MC once again for the event. We'll recognize our award recipients, hear from our guest speaker, Dr. Christian Wittick, on native plants and their relationship with insects, and announce election results. We also want to take a moment to thank board member Zach Albrecht, who is stepping down after 9 years of dedicated service to the district. Our office has also secured several exciting new opportunities. In partnership with Davie Resource Group, we received development funds to the Muskingum Watershed Conservancy District to create a non-point source implementation strategy for the River Styx watershed. This plan will identify sources of water quality impairment and open the door for future restoration funding in the area. This is just an example. In addition, in collaboration with Lorraine OSU Extension, we were awarded funding through the Ohio Environmental Education Fund to purchase a rolling river trailer, a mobile interactive river simulation model. This tool will allow us to bring hands-on watershed education directly to schools, community events, and municipal trainings, helping people visualize how erosion, sediment transport, and best management practices affect water quality. Our next board meeting will be held on November 19th at 1:30 at our office, and it is an open meeting so the public can attend. And finally, if you have a group, club, or municipality looking for conservation-focused speakers, please reach out to our office.
What's the side panel? What is that? Is that just storage, or is there something, a feature there? Oh, I thought maybe there was
there'll
something.
be running water.
Yeah.
So it has its own pumps and
Okay.
batteries that need to be stored within it.
Oh, that looks like a really neat educational tool.
And we've have, I think, 11 letters of support surrounding SWCDs, highway engineers, OSU, for that project, so they'll have access to it. So it'll be kind of more of an area, not just Medina County
That's great.
education tool.
Neat, really cool.
Yeah, good job. Any other questions?
No,
Thank you, Eric.
What's the
Alright.
biggest tree again this year?
Persimmon.
Persimmon.
okay.
That's
my
why I enjoy
favorite
going
thing.
to that every year,
It's my
right?
favorite- I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks, Eric. Next up, we do have a commissioner's resolution this week. We have an appointment to the Medina County Advisory Council on Aging and Disability. This is appointing Michelle Banks.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion second, is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes. Next up is discussion session. Matt, do you have anything? Barb? John, anything?
No public comment?
Yeah, public comment. I jumped right over it, too.
You did.
Yeah, public comment. Is anybody here for public comment? Stan? No? Okay. Nothing from out here for discussion. Colleen, do you have anything for discussion?
I do. I'm going to hold this up for the camera. Brian has put it up on our website, I believe. Since the SNAP benefits for November 1st did not go out as they normally do, from 3 to 7 today at the Feeding Medina County location and at the 2 Salvation Army locations in Wadsworth and Medina, they will be accepting donations to help some of the people that are currently, have had their SNAP benefits temporarily put on hold. So again, it's late notice. It was, just recently decided that today would be the day, but it is from 3 to 7 today, and any and all donations to help the community would be very, very grateful. Thank you.
Anything else?
That's it.
Steve?
A couple things that I guess remiss, it's been like a month, that the Medina County Convention Visitors Bureau had received an award. We forgot to mention that. When the Ohio Travels Association Ruby Awards presentation on October 2nd, the Convention Visitors Bureau, in partnership with Castle Noel, received a citation of excellence for the Spirit of Community Award. And
That's great.
Thank them for continuing to excel. The other item I actually wanted to talk about, there was actually a couple. One is that, we did receive a request from the Medina Metropolitan Housing Authority for a request for support, as you know, for their emergency housing shelter. They have gone to the various communities, and I think Medina City turned it into a challenge, a grant, if you will, and they are asking for us commissioners to consider $100,000 for support for next year. And I know our budget cycle, we're talking about not doing the final budget till next year, but obviously they need a commitment before the end of the year. And I wanted to bring this up because I know we're talking about inside millage, if we're going to roll back. And in those conversations, I would like to make sure that this is and that we also identified some building projects and things we need to, for that inside millage growth, that we need to consider. This is one I hope we will continue to consider. I know they'll have a new executive director, Tom O'Connell, but Skip and Tom will be obviously trying to work with the communities and trying to secure their funding for next year, because the state is contrary, I guess, to what the plans were originally, as they were putting things together. Decided that they're not going to be funding any new shelters, and ours is a new shelter. And so that they're looking for that kind of funding security for next year. So hope we can include this in our discussions.
And my recollection is, did we maybe did 50 last year? Is that right? Or did we do?
No,
did we have?
Well, we did our ARPA funds to help construct
they-
it, but we did nothing for operations.
They
didn't do
have
anything
not
in
had
operation.
like an
Yeah.
annual budget hearing
Correct.
just
Okay.
for operations for the
Okay.
shelter.
That-
Correct.
Now, Metropolitan Housing has a budget hearing, but not
But
the shelter.
that's
Yeah,
more
that's
for
separate.
some of the other
Yeah.
separate
Right.
programs.
That was what I was
Right.
confusing.
Right.
so
we
this
need
is brand new.
We need to add them, I think, as a budget hearing.
Well, but
Yes.
we're not doing budget hearings till after January, though.
Yeah. No,
And-
but I mean, I think that they should be on our schedule then
Oh,
going
for sure.
forward.
Sure, and they're presenting to us, but I think they need to get a decision just, before the end of the year, for sure. And I know that's kind of outside, but in the meantime, when we're talking about inside millage as to what we're going to forego, we need to keep in mind, we have to have some in reserve for things just like this.
Right.
This does help that population, and as we've seen so far, they've had very good success of people that have been securing employment, that have found other places to live and secure housing, as well as helping veterans get their vouchers.
Is there any
and children.
indication that after a certain amount of years, they will not be considered a new and will be included in the funding
the
that the other ones get?
That's the hope next year.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
They go through the budget cycle and so
Okay.
forth, so they're going, this is basically right now for just next year.
We don't have to, it doesn't have to be an annual commitment.
Correct. This is
So-
one of those things, they're going to be, and of course, after next year, there'll be a new governor and a new budget, so those are things that they'll be working with.
I'm supportive of that. I think the impact they've had on the community in even a short time is
Right.
impressive.
Yeah.
And in conversations I've had with both Matt and with the finance department and Brett related to the inside millage rollback, I think the types of targets that we're looking at in terms of a dollar amount can be done even while still addressing some of the things we talked about, like the JFS increases and
Right.
the more
Right.
local burden. So with every dollar of things like this that are essentially new, and this wouldn't even be that big of a new number, but the bigger new numbers like we have at JFS, that just puts that much more burden on the rest of the operation to absorb that. But I believe there's the opportunity to absorb that too. So
Yeah,
I think, I think we should still have our eye towards doing both, supporting that at the level of request they've made, which is, I think, proportionate to what they're asking for from the municipalities. while also still working towards having some inside millage rollback. I know there's some discussion about pending legislation that could make that a little bit more challenging, but I think we can find our way through that and make the numbers all work.
And I did want to bring up that inside millage, the legislation.
Yeah, I just want to say, and Matt, Metropolitan Housing's budget hearing always goes so fast that it could probably be that / homeless shelter in the same slot, because
Right.
they
Oh, yeah,
never
sure.
take up a full half
Sure.
hour.
Yeah. But, the Sub-Bill, House Bill 335, which was originally House Bill 35 we opposed. They made significant amendments, and essentially it limits the growth of inside millage to inflation, essentially with an index. And so the CCO had originally come in as a proponent when it was in the House, and that they did a last-minute amendment that actually, which would require that any rollback of the inside millage would require a Board of Commissioners to go and get permission from the Budget Commission. And the CCAO has, as of last night, we've gone from proponent to opponent in the Senate of that provision. We were unanimous in our opposition to that to the amendment. We met on Zoom with the bill sponsor, who at this point is I'll say resistant to make any changes. He's presenting it to the Senate, but we're going to be providing testimony in the Senate, as well as the other senators that are not on the committee, the opposition to that change, especially for counties that have already rolled back.
Right.
A number of them already made decisions, and so they're saying now, like Delaware has been doing it for like the last 3 or 4 years. And so they're to say now that they would have to go to a budget commission to, if you will, to get it back in the future, obviously the commissioners are resistant. It does add a chilling effect for us as to whether we want to even consider that rollback. And that's what I told the representative on the Zoom, that this really absolutely is a chilling effect, that for those of us that have not made that decision, we're hesitant to take any action, not knowing what the legislature is going to do. As I understand the timing, as he indicated to the committee yesterday, that they're expecting to have action before Thanksgiving. So we'll know in the next 2-3 weeks as to whether when it gets out of the committee. Like I said, he is resistant to the change. So, but that doesn't see that the bill sponsor may not have as much sway with the committee members as we do, I hope.
But the timing of them coming back and being done by the end of November still does give us time.
Time, correct.
Yes.
So I think we ought to still talk about it.
I agree.
But
Have
we
a
can't
plan.
take any action until we know.
Yeah,
I would
and
agree.
that is the frustrating part about it, because I think we're doing our level best to act in the context of the rules as they exist today,
Yeah.
and knowing that they could change literally tomorrow, really ties our hands in terms of what we can do. And so, the thing about the homestead expansion, where we were discussing that as a 1-year adjustment, and I think all of us share the view that in hopes that there would be some sort of more compelling, comprehensive type of reform that meets us next year, so we're not having those discussions again next year. But if we are having, these discussions as plans for next year, but we still don't even know what the rules are for next year, it really just limits what we can do.
I think
confidently.
the way the bill sponsor characterized it is trying to be uniform across all jurisdictions. The local governments would have to get that. And I reminded him that many of our expenses, many of them, are state mandated functions that no other local government has to provide for. Indigent defense, every 2 years they change the rules or how much money they're going to give us. We have elections that go on, and basically the directives issued. It's a state function, should be state funded. It is not. Those directives come from a Secretary of State that can change and increase our costs without any input from the counties. And basically, we have to pay the bill. I reminded him that many of our state mandated functions are state functions and provide. I'll just say, at the time I said, we don't know from budget to budget whether they're going to fund these.
Right.
And so we have to be prepared for future management, be able to have resources like our inside millage to pay for those changes in those state mandated functions.
And it's and this isn't going to be popular either, but we're looking at this with the SNAP situation as well, right?
Correct.
We have there's a safety net that's supposed to exist at the federal level. The can's been kicked down to the state. The state's not apparently going to take any action on it. And here we are scrambling and using the resources we have locally, which I'm a huge fan of, the ability of our local governments to come together in times like this, and our organizations like the Salvation Army, like Feeding Medina County, all of those groups and organizations coming together to provide that safety net. But we're doing it now. We're all leaning on charitable organizations because that government function has kind of, frankly, failed the people who need it most. And the backdrop of that happening when we're trying to have these bigger picture discussions about how we can better utilize tax dollars, I just think, just like we took the approach with the homestead expansion discussions, and the reason we're talking about inside millage rollback is to take a little bit of our own medicine. I think I would appreciate the work of the state and feds to do a little bit of the same.
I know, and I think the numbers would be maybe surprising to some people that we have over 9,000 people that are affected by SNAP. That's a significant number,
It is indeed.
And even if it were 900 people,
Right.
those 900 people need it. It's it gets frustrating to me that all this is happening in the backdrop of these other things. And you're right. I'm waiting for the body of legislation to come that's going to remedy a lot of these unfunded mandates, and that doesn't seem to be coming.
And we do have independently elected judges who can do journal entries and determine what our expenses are well after any budget commission would meet. We still have those budget obligations, something the legislature doesn't have to worry about.
Right.
But every county does have to have those considerations, and those are state mandated functions. That's the nature of county government.
So we'll continue to have discussions.
Sure.
But appreciate the updates. Appreciate
Yeah.
CCO's position on that, because I do think that is a new curveball at maybe the worst time for it.
Yeah. I did want to also bring up, if I could, Community Action Wayne Medina County asked for a letter of support for our mobility management services. I did run this through Shannon Ryan, our transit director. He had conversations with the Community Action people. He's comfortable with us doing this. This complements and augments our county functions, and we're looking obviously for future partnerships with Wayne County in terms of providing transit services across county borders. So
I think
we're fine with it. I just wanted to make sure.
the letter was great.
Okay,
Yep.
so we have to get that out by, end of this week, so, okay.
Okay.
And so we're good there.
That everything?
Yep.
I just have one more question for you, Steve. Did you get the feeling that the unanimous from CCAO is gonna have any weight?
It'll have more weight with I think, with the committee members in the Senate than it will. Then maybe the bill sponsor. The bill sponsor would like to go back to his original and get rid of inside millage entirely, because that was what that original bill said. He just went back to his safe position, I guess, or where he's at. I will say we were the only statewide organization that was a proponent of the bill. Everybody else in the list actually had opposed that. So it was significant when we were. And he was comfortable with when we were proponents, but when they did that last-minute amendment, we obviously wanted to send the message we were not happy with that amendment. And that was, I'll just say the doing of the caucus, but he was supportive of that. And but at this point, the Senate has their own process, and they've got their own mind on these things. I've served with many of the ones that are actually on the committee, and I think I'm hopeful that they'll be listening to our it's just a simple amendment, actually, a couple words, and boom, we would not be burdened with that change. So, but it does not change the intent. Certainly, we are in agreement that there can be a reasonable limit on the growth of inside millage indexed to inflation, and we're in agreement with that. And I think that that's something that could find its way through the Senate and get done before Thanksgiving, provided they eliminate that onerous requirement.
Great.
So, can I make one more? I just wanted to make a comment about elections. And I know a lot of people know that there are elections today. There's a lot of people don't even realize that. So for those of you that haven't voted, we don't see a lot of yard signs. You don't see a yard sign and so forth. And it's like, because we know the participation rate so far is very low on the absentee, and usually was quite high the last several elections. So I'm encouraging people to go out. You know, many of us have said for many years that the best government is local government because it's closest to the people. Well, this is the time for you to step up and let your voice be heard, and please come out and vote. And obviously, I hope that you'll also support our McDack levy. I can say that privately as a commissioner. Please support that. That helps our SROs and as well as our law enforcement unit for anti-drug.
Great. Yep. Thank you.
Thanks.
And one other announcement that I had, obviously next Tuesday is Veterans Day, so our meeting will be moved to Wednesday
Wednesday.
next
Yep.
week. So we'll meet,
Good.
the next time we will meet together will be Wednesday, November 12th. So with that, I'll entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to go into executive session to discuss an imminent court action and to consider the employment and compensation of a public employee.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes. Thank you. We will adjourn from executive session.